I'm Tina Simpson, and I have done a report on the role of Twitter in the news media. Microblogging is a fairly new phenomenon that is now being used by many news media outlets, as well as individuals, as a means of obtaining real-time news stories and updates. By far the most popular form of microblogging is Twitter, which emerged in 2006. The most important questions relative to this research are: how are news organizations using Twitter as a major source of news? Also, how are regular people using Twitter as a major source of news? And finally, how is the news industry working with regular people to develop new methods through Twitter that will enhance news delivery? There were deep budget cuts in the media industry that forced them in recent years to have a lot fewer reporters on the street. In the absence of those reporters on the ground, Twitter's team of citizen journalists available to tweet at any time has appeared as an option worthy of review. Citizen journalists are a rising group of journalists who are ordinary citizens formulating their own news stories, and usually using social networking sites or some other web-based platform to disseminate them. There have been some great examples of citizen journalism of late. Some examples were the May 2008 earthquake in China's Sichuan province, also the bomb blast in Mumbai in November 2008. Not only are the textual messages valuable to news outlets, but so are the pictures that can be transmitted this way. Most smartphone users with a Twitter-based application can very quickly take a picture or send a tweet. While the above examples of Twitter being an effective means of breaking news stories are promising in terms of offering a glimpse into its impact on the news industry, there are still lingering debates over what constitutes the most common types of tweets. And one study revealed that out of 6 categories, pointless babble made up over 40% of the total number of messages sampled. Although that was only one study, the results may help news organizations to better understand how Twitter can best be incorporated into individual news programs. As more and more regular people are armed with the tools of a citizen journalist, i.e. their smartphone and their tablet device, it's becoming easier to take on that role. Also, the ease of use of the Twitter application is another factor. Twitter's application has even undergone changes since its inception in 2006, signaling a shift in how it is being used. In the beginning, it was more of a conversational tool, as indicated by its guidance posting, which asks the question, "What are you doing now?" The new posting asks, "What's happening?" It's important, though, that we understand what constitutes journalism. Now, given the criteria that Ali Noble Ahmad gave of journalism, it's providing information through investigation and timely reporting and analysis. So given that, it's easy to question whether or not Twitter meets that classification because of the very nature of it being very limiting with 140 characters per post. That would seem to preclude tweets from being actual works of journalism that demand more thought investment for content generation. Nevertheless, Twitter has been rapidly adopted in newsrooms as an essential means of distributing breaking news quickly and concisely. In this regard, the role of citizen journalists is valued despite its drawbacks. Since Twitter has become a real-time tool for news distribution and regular people are relying on it as one of their primary sources of news, news organizations have begun practices that allow both to work together to achieve a better method of delivering news. And a good real-life example of this kind of collaboration was shown during the time of the Iranian presidential election protests in 2009. Regular people that were there at the time captured footage of bloody protests in the streets with their mobile phones, and those images were uploaded to Twitter and other social media sites, as well as to mainstream media organizations like CNN. So this enhanced coverage by allowing citizens to get the real story to the public without the filters of the Iranian government, all in real time. Newsrooms are aware of the need to pay attention to Twitter and to other social media. So as a result, many have shifted their practices to align with the belief that social media shapes how a story is reported. The face of news is constantly changing as it adapts to new business models, trends, and also emerging technologies. It's important that the news industry stay current and relevant by incorporating microblogging services such as Twitter, which can provide valuable benefits. News organizations are seeing the value of using content from regular people as they download their stories to receptive media outlets. One definitive example, of course, was the Iranian presidential election protest that we just mentioned. More and more examples of these kinds of enterprises between regular people and news media through the medium of Twitter are being seen on local as well as national news broadcasts. What remains unknown is whether Twitter will maintain its role as a valid news source. With the rapid pace of technological innovation in the area of social media, other more appealing platforms could emerge to take it over as a news sharing medium. It is also unknown if the news industry will continue to adopt Twitter content and integrate it within their content, or if mistrust in the validity of Twitter content will cause a decline in its use in this manner.